Good evening. Ooh. I said good evening. First of all, for those who know, so I'm Laura Buxbaum. I'm the chair of the HAC board. And for those who know me, I got to ask you, don't I clean up good? Thank you. I don't usually get dressed up, so. I know it's really, there's a lot of food and friends, but we have some really special things to talk about tonight, and I hope people can keep it down. Should I do what Sam does? If you can hear me, clap once. All right. This is a wonderful night, and I know we're all really happy and excited. I do just have to share with you that I am from Maine, and so I am, as I know all of you are, feeling the sadness. Thank you. The sadness and the devastation and the fury, honestly, that there's been yet another mass shooting, and this time it was in my state, near where I work. We work in Lewiston. We have businesses that we work with there. We have staff who live there. Everybody is fine that I know personally, but we're going to have connections with many, many people who have been directly affected by the shooting. So it is on my mind, and I just needed to share that with y'all. But this is a celebration, and we have lots to celebrate tonight. So I want to welcome you to the Rural Awards ceremony and reception. And I just want to acknowledge that during the pandemic, we all adjusted to a life of engaging with our colleagues and friends and loved ones over Zoom and Teams. And if you're like me, you probably got pretty tired of seeing your friends and colleagues in little boxes. We were also talking tonight about how some of us have a little bit of facial recognition problems, so it makes it hard when you see people in person. Working and meeting from home has its benefits, and I am one of those people that baked a lot of sourdough bread for a while. But we've all missed the connection you get when you meet somebody in the kitchen, and how much more did we miss the connection with our peers from all across the country. The spark of an idea you get when over a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, or, okay, truthfully, maybe a bourbon, you learn about an innovative program in Florida or Oregon, the chance to offer a newcomer to our field a little bit of mentorship, or maybe to get some sage advice from someone who's been in the field longer than you have. It's really hard for me to believe that it's been 5 years since we gathered here together. Over those years, we missed being able to break bread together, listen to live performances, and celebrate in person the champions who are making a positive and lasting impact in rural America. I am thrilled that we're back together again and that we get to celebrate some real rural heroes here tonight. But before we get started with the awards, we have a real treat for you. We're going to have a special musical performance from Rutha Mae Harris. Rutha Mae is a lifelong resident of Albany, Georgia. From 1961 to 1962, she joined the Albany Civil Rights Movement, and she was one of the original freedom singers. In that role, yep, yeah, one of the original freedom singers. In her role, she traveled over 50,000 miles singing for freedom and raising funds for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Along with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., she was jailed 4 times during the movement. Her professional career began in 1963. Ms. Harris, you can tell me if I say anything wrong here. When the Freedom Singers were signed to a recording contract with Mercury Records. Ms. Harris has recorded with Whitney Houston and with the Georgia Mass Choir. She's performed in over 46 states and locations, including Carnegie Hall, the Smithsonian Institution, and the White House. Over the years, Over the years, Ms. Harris has received many accolades and awards for her music performances, community outreach, and activism. These include the Keys to the City of Albany, Georgia, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Jones Chapel AME Church of Sylvester, Georgia. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ms. Rutha Mae Harris. Yep. Is this what we're doing?
They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. Oh Lord, we've been struggling so long. We must be free. We must be free. They say that freedom is a constant time. They say that freedom is a constant time. They say that freedom is a constant time. Oh Lord, we've been down so long. We must be free. We must be free. Well, hello everybody. It is so good to be here. I love what I do. I've been singing since I was 6 years old. And I've been singing freedom songs since 1961. And I am now 82 years old. So I've been singing freedom songs for, 50 years? I love it. I love what I do. I've organized a group of singers, young people, from the age of 7 years old to 12th grade. And I teach them the songs of the Civil Rights Movement. And they have to learn what they mean. I don't want them to be in this world and don't know what they're singing about. You have to know where you've been in order to know where you're going. I thought about reading some stuff. Then I thought about not reading. I thought about reading. So I'm just going to talk a little bit, tell you a little bit about me that she didn't tell you about. I grew up in Albany, Georgia. I was born in the house that my father built in 1932. The house still stands today. It is a house where students were housed from the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. My family, everybody was involved in the Civil Rights Movement. My involvement was most of singing. I've never been beaten. I have been shot at. I've had a rifle pointed at me. But you know the Lord is good. And the songs that I sing keeps me from being afraid of what I do. Songs like, I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no billy club, you know what that is, right? Turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no billy club turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Songs like that keeps you from. They keep you from being afraid when you're in marches or you're on picket lines. You know that you might be arrested. You know that you might be beaten, might even be killed. But you start singing, oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Yeah. You are such a great audience. You know what? There's a song that I'd like for you to sing with me. I'm enjoying you all so much. The name of this song is Oh Pritchett, Oh Kelly. Pritchett was the chief of police in Albany, Georgia, and Kelly was the mayor in Albany, Georgia. This song was to the tune of Rockin' Jerusalem, Oh Mary, Oh Martha. So I'm going to divide you up, okay? This is the middle, I'm going to say. Here on this back and all that way. Repeat after me on this side. Oh Pritchett, Oh Kelly, Oh Pritchett, open dim sails. All right, over here. Oh Pritchett, Oh Kelly, Oh Pritchett, open dim sails. All right, now that's the first part, right? Okay, so this side is after this side says Oh Pritchett, you're gonna say Oh Kelly, right? And everybody's gonna say open themselves, all right? Let's try it on this side. Oh Pritchett, Oh Kelly. Everybody says, Oh Pritchett, open themselves. Okay, now please remember that because you got some more to go. I will be saying something like, can't you hear God's children crying for freedom? Can't you hear God's children praying in jail? You're going to be saying, freedom, 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 praying in jail. Okay, so let's do that part, and then we'll go from the top to that part. So when I say, can't you hear? You're going to say freedom, all right? Can't you hear? Children crying for freedom. You're going to continue to say freedom. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Freedom. 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 Praying in jail. Can't you free? Children crying for freedom. Hear God's children praying in jail. Can't you hear God's children? You know they are suffering. Hear God's children praying in jail. All right, let's go from the top. 1, 2. Y'all ready? 1, 2, ready, sing. Oh, preach it. Okay. All right, all right. Oh, preach it. Oh, Kelly. Everybody. Oh, preach it. Open themselves. Okay, we're going to change the tempo, right? 1, 2, ready, sing. Oh, preach it. Oh, Kelly. Oh, preach it. Open themselves. Oh, preach it. Oh, Kelly. Oh, preach it. Open themselves. Can't you hear God's children crying for freedom? Hear God's children praying in jail. Can't you hear God's children? You know they are suffering. Hear God's children. The last part is, I will say, bonds getting higher. You will say, praying in jail. Bonds getting higher. Praying in jail. Praying in jail. Bonds getting higher. Praying in jail. Now that's the song. So, let's go from the top. Ready? 1, 2, ready, sing. Can't you children crying for freedom? Hear God's children praying in jail. Can't you hear God's children? You know they are suffering. Hear God's children. Bonds getting higher, praying in jail. Bonds getting higher, praying in jail. Bonds getting higher, praying in jail. Bonds getting higher. Oh, preach it. I love it. Yeah. All right. I have one more. I love it. I love it. I love it. Woo. This next song is a fun song, and it really doesn't mean anything to me. It's called D-O-G-S, Dogs. I guess it means, the moral to it is that if dogs can play together, why can't we as humans? So there's a little part that you all can play in this song. Repeat after me. Dog, dog. Takaka. See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what Takaka is. Okay, let's try it again. Dog, dog. Takaka. Tuka. Dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka. Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka, Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka, Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka. 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 Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka, Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka, Tuka, dog, dog. Dog, dog, Takaka, Tuka, dog, dog. And then a why can't we sit on the apple tree? You walk a walk with me. You walk a talk with me. Well, why don't you hold my hand? Tell me you understand. Yeah, yeah. All right, y'all ready? All right, I'm gonna bring you in when it's time. Dog, 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 my dog, I love your dog, and your dog, I love my dog, and my dog, I love your dog, and your dog, I love my dog. I'm talking about a white dog. I'm talking about a black dog. I'm talking about a coon dog. I'm talking about an integrated dog. All them dogs, all them dogs, all them dogs, Lord, Lord, and your dog, I love my dog. And then why can't we sit on the apple tree? You walk with me, you talk with me. Well, why don't you hold my hand? Tell me you understand now. Can't you see that you and me would be so happy? Sit on the apple tree. My little doggy was playing one day. Dog, dog, Takaka, down in the middle of a bundle of hay. Another little doggy came along. Say, let's get together and eat this bone. And then why can't we sit on the apple tree? Tree, ooh, tree. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home, a mighty long way from home. Walk with me, Lord, walk with me. Walk with me, Lord, walk with me. While I'm on this freedom journey, I want Jesus, I need Jesus. Oh, I gotta have Jesus. I need him every day, every hour, every minute, every second to walk with me. I have one more song. I'm a gospel singer too, and I hope I can pull this song. Guys, I've been singing for 4 straight weeks, so my voice says it's tired, you know? But the Lord is good. He always blesses me. He keeps me going. Without him, I couldn't do anything. And I depend on him all the time. So to God be the glory. How can I say thanks for the things you have done for me? Things so undeserved, yet you give to prove your love for me. The voices of a million angels could not express my gratitude. All that I am and ever hope to be, I owe it all to thee. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things, for the wonderful things. Ooh, I can't go anymore. For the marvelous things, for the things he
Ms. Rutha May Harris. Oh my God. Didn't we all really need that? Let's give it up one more time. Thank you. Well, I don't think we have to do any awards, right? Like, just everybody go home now. No, that was so amazing. That was incredible and inspiring. Thank you for setting us up for, celebrating the work that we all do. Yeah. Thank you. So tonight we're going to honor 8 individuals for their service to rural communities. I know everybody's excited. I know that was a lot. And I know these award ceremonies can get long, but these people really do deserve celebration. So I hope folks can kind of keep it down. I know it's tough.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thanks, David. So these are folks whose hard work and leadership are making a profound impact in their communities and across the country. But first, we want to take a moment to recognize some folks who received awards at our last conference, which was virtual in 2021. We weren't all together in person to recognize them then, but we are now. So I just want to say congratulations to Kathy Glover, Dave Fulford, and if folks are here, please, stand up or wave, right? Thank you. Mike Feinberg, Scott McReynolds, I know you're around somewhere. Steve Creed. Steve Creed. And Tina Smith. All right. Thank you. Now to the 2023 awards.
Thank you.
So, there's nobody to take that one, so. Okay.
All right.
Our first award goes to Xochitl Torres Small, the Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who unfortunately was not able to join us tonight. A groundbreaking leader, she's the first Latina to serve as Deputy Secretary of Agriculture. Prior to her confirmation as Deputy Secretary, she served as Undersecretary for Rural Development. And it's really rare to find someone who is as well-versed in the nuances and details of the department's housing programs as she is. As Undersecretary, she oversaw loans and grants to provide infrastructure improvements, business development, affordable housing, community facilities, public safety, community facilities, and high-speed internet access to rural, tribal, and high-poverty areas. She's been a tremendous friend to rural communities. Please join me in thanking Deputy Secretary Torres Small for her commitment to and for her tremendous service of and dedication to rural communities. Thank you. She'll get her award later on. Forthwith, says David. Nice word, forthwith. Our next award goes to an advocate for the needs of the people of the colonias, low-income and migrant communities in the state of Texas, the Executive Director of Adults and Youth United Development Association, or AYUDA, Miguel Chacon. Miguel, I have to say a few things about you, but come on up. No, come on up. That's great. Yeah. You can tell me if all this is right. Okay. Miguel has over 24 years of dedicated service in the nonprofit sector. His career began at the U.S.-Mexico Border Health Association, and as an immigrant from Mexico who arrived in the United States at 18, he has personally navigated the same paths and face the same challenges that many of his community members experience when they arrive in the United States. For more than 18 years, he has worked tirelessly advocating for safe, affordable housing for the people of the colonias of El Paso County. Miguel's work goes beyond housing, though. He is a passionate advocate for the basic needs of the people of the colonias and low-income and migrant communities of Texas. The fight for adequate food, comprehensive education, accessible health care, and inclusion for all is at the heart of his work. Through his work at Ayuda, he has championed and worked to build a community where every person, regardless of their background or circumstances, has the opportunity to thrive. So congratulations, Miguel.
Wow, okay. Thank you very much for this award. I'm honored to receive it. Thank you, Hack. Thank you, David. I want to say a special thanks to a person here that I have seen around, Jean, Anselmo, Terry, Kelly, all the people from Hack that for the last 8 years have been calling me and inviting me to trainings, workshops, conferences. I recall the first time that I was here on a Hack conference was about 8 or 10 years ago, and I remember being here in the at the award ceremony, and I always saw these beautiful and important people getting awarded, right? And I was like, one of these days, probably an immigrant with a broken English will be able to receive an award, right? This is it, guys. We can do it. Sí se puede. To all my staff here that are coming from El Paso, my youngest kids that are taking all these trainings from Hack, that like I did when I was 33 years old. Thank you, guys. Sí se puede. It's time for Think Rural. Build it and think rural, please, because we can change communities. Thank you to my San Elizario community, Olivia Figueroa, my senior and founder of Ayuda. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work and to demonstrate to the San Elizario, Tornillo. I love Tornillo, my rural communities of Texas. Sí se puede. There's people like Hack thinking rural. Thank you so much.
Sí se puede. Woo! Woo! All right. Oh my God. So Vanna here is. Oh wait. Sorry. He told me he was just a pretty face tonight. So. It is. He is too, right? Yeah. Okay. The next Rural Housing Service Award honors Randy Raby, the Executive Director of Northwest Kansas Housing Incorporated. Under Randy's leadership, Northwest Kansas Housing has constructed 130 affordable single-family homes and duplexes in its 18-county service region. And it was the first organization in Kansas to utilize tax increment financing for a housing project. Randy began his career in 1988 at the Northwest Kansas Planning and Development Commission and Pioneer Country Development, Inc. Okay, I read it right. In 1994, he was promoted to executive director of both. For the last 9 years, Randy has also served as the president of the Kansas Association of Certified Development Companies. He currently serves as vice president of the Kansas Association of Regional Development Organizations. He also serves on the board of the National Association of Development Organizations. Randy's leadership and vision have been instrumental in creating affordable housing for those who need it the most. We celebrate Randy for his lasting contribution to the economic development of Northwest Kansas. Thank you. Oh, right.
Got to put the mics up there just a little bit. I'm actually known as the big guy from Western Kansas, so if anybody says that. I do want to thank HAC. When we started the organization, I started the organization 25 years ago. If it wouldn't have been for HAC to help us with the policies, help us with our nonprofit status, and everything that went along with it, I'm not sure we could have started. But somebody sitting at the table at noon, he says, well, this is my first year. How many years have you been here? And I said, to be honest, over the last 25 years, I don't think I've missed one yet. And so it's the one big thing that I would kind of like everybody to know, the thing you learn at a lot of these conferences is strictly learning from each other. It's not always the class you go to, but find out what your neighbors are doing. And it's not a sin to steal somebody else's idea, and over the years that's basically what we've done. We've used low-income housing tax credits, home program, rural development, farm labor, moderate income housing, just about every program there is, and just really appreciate HAC and all the work they've done. The one thing that they're helping me with now, I did turn 70 years old this last year, and we're actually looking at succession planning. So I guess they don't call it succession planning anymore, they call it continuity. So, unintentional leaving or something like that. So anyway, thank you, HAC. I really appreciate everything they've done over the last 25 years for us. Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Okay. Our next Rural Housing Service Award goes to Beverly Massey, Executive Director of Universal Housing Development Corporation. Beverly Massey is, a seasoned professional with a wealth of experience in the nonprofit sector who has dedicated her life to making a positive impact in her community. Since April 2020, she has served as the Executive Director of Universal Housing Development, a nonprofit organization that focuses on providing affordable and sustainable housing solutions to underserved communities. HAC had the pleasure of visiting UHDC along with HUD's Deputy Secretary Adrian Todman back in May, and it's fair to say that Beverly's commitment and passion for her work are evident everywhere you look. There are not many folks in their corner of Arkansas doing the work that Beverly and her team do. She has helped keep UHDC alive, and not just alive, but deepening its impact. Over the course of more than 3 decades at Universal Housing Development, her unwavering commitment to improving housing conditions and her extensive history with Universal Housing Development underscore her deep-rooted desire to effect positive change in the lives of those in need. I am honored to, David is honored to present the Rural Housing Service Award to Beverly Massey. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not one that speaks in front of people, but I'm going to try this. So I would like to give a special thanks to HAC because I really wasn't expecting this award. Universal Housing is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and we've been in business for over 52 years. We're also a chartered member of NeighborWorks America, also a HUD certified counseling agency. And I've been with Universal Housing for 41 years. Became executive director 3.5 years ago, right when COVID started, so that was a struggle at the beginning, but we made it through it. Our mission is to promote adequate housing, economic opportunities, and a suitable living environment free from discrimination. And we do a lot of different programs. We do the self-help rehab program, housing preservation program. We do SNAP through the Federal Home Loan Bank. And we have, I think, rehabbed 855 units. We also do multi-county self-help. and we've built 1,349 houses to date. Yes. We have 3 housing choice voucher programs in 3 different counties. We own and manage a 202 HUD elderly complex. We have a rural development 515 project. We built 41 single-family low-income tax credit houses. And we're also a 502 and 504 loan packager, as well as a full-cycle lender. None of this would be possible without our partners, which is Rural Development, PAC, LIFT, NeighborWorks America, and a lot of others that I won't mention, and my staff and our board. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. There you go. Our next honoree this evening is Dorothy Parker. Dorothy Parker is the Executive Director of the White Mountain Apache Housing Authority, serving the White Mountain Apache tribe. A lifelong resident of the Fort Apache Indian Reservation, Dorothy brings over 25 years of invaluable experience in the realm of housing administration and construction. Under her leadership, the Housing Authority has innovated new housing initiatives and strengthened its home rehab efforts. Her expertise in housing development and tax policy has helped her organization navigate programs including tax credits, NAHASDA, HUD, and HUD-VASH. There are few people who have more effectively marshaled federal, local, tribal, and philanthropic funding than Dorothy. The Housing Authority does everything, and it does it excellently. Plus, she is champion of making the most of partnership to make an impact in her community. For her unwavering commitment to the mission of elevating living standards for all tribal members and residents and making positive change in her community, we are honored to award the Rural Housing Service Award to Dorothy Parker.
Good evening. First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for the nomination and the award. This really was a surprise. I wasn't expecting this. I received a phone call last week and I was speechless. All I could say was, wow, awesome, wow, awesome. That's all I could say, but I want to thank HAC, Wells Fargo, Home Depot, USDA, HPG, and of course our Indian Housing Block Grant. We are very honored and humble and grateful for this award. It's just, there's a lot of work that went into this. It's not just Dorothy Parker, it's the staff, it's our board, the support from the staff. Thank you. At White Mountain Apache Housing Authority, we're located on the Fort Apache Indian Reservation, which is approximately 200 to 120 miles northeast of Phoenix. Back home, our tribe, we continue to face the high poverty with unemployment, lack of homes, and I always throw this in, due to lack of fundings, it's our waiting list back home, we will probably exceed 3,000 soon, and that's a long list of applicants on the waiting list, and this includes our veterans. Our veterans, some of them reside in tents with their families. Some of them live in storage sheds. And this is what they call home. But on the positive side, thanks to HAC and thanks to Home Depot and Wells Fargo, we were able to assist 23 families. And out of the 23 is rehab and renovation, and 1 new build. So we were able to assist some of our veterans, and the homes that they lived in are dilapidated, and some homes have, and I'm serious, I'm not making this up, one home could have anywhere from 3 to 4 families under one household. Some of them live with anywhere from 15, 20, 22 people in one household. That's how bad it is on the reservation. But I am still very thankful and humbled again for this award. I just want to say thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. And anything for our veterans. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you.
Yeah. All right. The next Rural Housing Service Award goes to someone who has made significant contributions to the field of housing policy and research through his service at HUD. Todd Richardson is the General Deputy Assistant Secretary leading the Office of Policy Development and Research at the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We all got to see him this afternoon, too, and that was great. Leading a team of nearly 150 staff members, Secretary Richardson heads HUD's Office of Policy Development and Research. Throughout his 30-plus year tenure, he has developed funding allocation formulas that determine the distribution of funds such as the Indian Housing Block Grant Formula, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program Formula, and post-disaster supplemental appropriations. General Deputy Assistant Secretary Richardson, you're right, it is the longest title. Who wrote this? Is also author of a study on how well the Community Development Block Grant targets funds to its intended beneficiaries, and has managed numerous program evaluations, including the long-running Moving to Opportunity evaluation, which measures the impact on poor families of moving from high-poverty neighborhoods to low-poverty neighborhoods. In addition to this work, Mr. Richardson has been a HUD field economist in Detroit, Michigan, developed scattered site public housing, and was program administrator for a housing nonprofit in Saginaw, Michigan.
So I'm very honored to be here. Because I work for a government agency, I have a long title, which is counter to what my goal has always been, is to try to make our programs easier. That may not be obvious, but it has been a long-time goal of mine to make sure we get money to you as fast as possible and make the programs as easy as possible. I'm on many of the teams at HUD when we get money and new programs, especially in crises, to get those programs out to you as quickly as possible. And so I'm very honored to get this award. I've worked with the staff of HAC for decades. I am a big fan of the research of HAC. I read the research, we use the research, and we hopefully provide the data that makes that research better. And we'll continue to work with HAC. So thank you very much. This is very honored.
Okay, and now for something really special. Might have been a little bit of a surprise, I don't know. Yeah, are you gonna handle all of these things? 'Cause we get these.
I can't handle everything. These pizzas. All right. Good enough.
All right, sorry, we're trying to, yep. So the final Rural Housing Service Awards honor the contributions of 2 people who have left an indelible mark on HAC and who have dedicated over 3 decades each to serving rural communities across the country. Longtime HAC board members Maria Luisa Mercado and Gideon Anders. There they are. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Maria Luisa and Gideon served on HAC's board for 36 and 30 years, respectively. Their last board meeting with HAC was last month. As I reflect on their departure, I can't overstate just how much of the HAC of today is a product of their decades of service and dedication and work. They really have shaped this organization in an amazing way. Maria Luisa grew up working in the fields in a family of migrant farm workers. Now an attorney at Lone Star Legal Aid, she has spent her entire legal career fighting for the rights of farm workers, people in the colonias, and families in Texas who need an advocate in the struggle to secure safe and affordable housing. For 36 years, she has given freely to HAC of her professional expertise and passion. She has helped us maintain a focus on people in need and has led with our deep commitment to social justice. We estimate she's flown to DC over 100 times for board meetings. Right? And she's going out on top, having led us as chair of the board through the last 2 hugely transformative years. Gideon is a now retired senior staff attorney at the National Housing Law Project, which he led for 11 years. In his legal career, he fought for the rights of tenants and housing, housing justice for poor people and communities. There has almost never been a HAC without Gideon. His affiliation stretches back 51 years to when he joined HAC staff. It was, I believe, tell me if this is right, HAC's second year in existence, 1972?
I was hired in 71.
Oh, he was hired in 71. You know, he's a lawyer, so. He later moved on to HAC's board, where he has served for the last 30 years. Throughout the years, he has remained the leading thinker and intellectual and moral guidepost for all of us who care about federal rural housing programs. It is really hard to imagine a HAC without Maria Luisa and Gideon. Maria Luisa and Gideon, your service to our organization has been profound and your leadership steadfast. You've kept us rooted in our mission all these decades. As the new chair of HAC's board, I can say that you've both left big shoes to fill, although her shoes are much smaller than mine. No, but seriously, it is daunting to take over that role from Maria Luisa. There are thousands of people who are going to sleep tonight with a roof over their heads because of the work of both of you. Thank you. Thank you for all these years of service. So, first we have these, right? Okay, wait a minute. This one, that one.
Yep.
That one's yours, right? So that's number one, but we couldn't let them go without something extra to thank them for these last 3+ decades. On September 22nd, as you were taking part in your last board meeting with HAC, you didn't realize it, but you were being honored 1.5 miles away at the Capitol. These 2 American flags, do you have them there? These two. These 2 American flags were flown in appreciation of your dedication to improving the housing conditions of the rural poor. Through years of service on the board of directors of the Housing Assistance Council, you have helped rural communities across the country build a more prosperous, equitable future. Gideon and Maria Luisa, it is our honor to present you with the Rural Housing Service Award and these flags.
Buenas noches. they only gave me 2 minutes. Gracias a Dios. No, you know, it's been such a privilege to be on HAC all these years. And more so because of what we do, what all of you do, in providing housing and shelter for people who are marginalized, who are the poorest of the poor, and to travel to all these different areas and see the wonderful work that you have done really means that what we're doing up here has been great. And I'm so proud that HAC has still managed after all these years to get better and better. We have great staff, a great CEO, great partners that make the work that we do so rewarding, but so important. And our mission is by no means ended. We have an opportunity with the new administration, but we need to keep pushing. We need to keep advocating for our communities. Because if we provide shelter for people, if we provide homes, then poverty is less. We won't say that we will eradicate poverty, but we are certainly in that direction. And it takes all the wonderful work that those of you who are here and your staffs and supporters and partners and funders all over the country. And I wish that everybody would have a home and would have the kind of help. But with all of you who keep up showing and who keep working, that can be possible. And I do want to thank all our HAC staff, our new chair, Laura, and of course our CEO, David, for being here and continuing the battle to eradicate poverty. Gracias a todos.
I don't know what to say. I'm truly honored to have had the opportunity to work with and for HAC for about 52 years. I started HAC after first meeting the former chairman or former president and executive director of the Rural Housing Alliance, Clay Cochran. I worked with such people as Gordon Cavanaugh, who was the first executive director of HAC, people like Bill Powers, Skip Jason, and Art Collins, all of them, may they rest in peace, who've been great friends and who I learned from so much. It is such a pleasure to see all of you here tonight. I remember when we had conferences where we were lucky we had 100 people there. To see over 700 people attending here speaks to the strength that HAC has developed. And under the leadership of people like David, I think it has got a fantastic future. David has revitalized the organization, brought on more staff than the agency has probably had in a long time or ever, and has been able to move the organization forward and play a more important role. I think it's in wonderful hands in David's leadership and Laura's leadership, and the fact that we have a very active and very good board of directors that will continue to serve the organization over the next years. I hope that at some point in time we will all be able to say that we've accomplished and provided people with a decent, safe, and sanitary home that is affordable and they can live in peace. Thank you.
That's it. We're done. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much.